But if you become an adult, it'll take a few hours.
Whew. That's another hour.
I get the point that he's trying to make. I guess the language that he was using, I was like, You.
How we doing? My name is Vish.
And I'm Nina.
And today, we will be reacting to
When a Little Girl Questioned Sadhguru's Purpose.
Now we're both big Sadhguru fans, so let's get into it.
Let's go.
I think the most important question, our last question, will come from this young lady.
Hey, don't ask me difficult questions.
I don't mean to be rude, but everybody has a limited amount on this life, but if you are trying to teach everyone something, then everyone's going to pass away soon, so what's the point?
Oh, existentialism. Uh-oh. Whew. That's another hour.
Anxiety is something that I used to really struggle with. I wasn't sure if I would ever get through it.
I remember having anxiety and thinking that it was going to last literally forever. I used to have panic attacks, racing thoughts, and super uncomfortable physical symptoms.
Learn the 3 simple steps that we took to get through anxiety in the link in the description down below.
We look forward to seeing you there.
Oh.
And this is from the youngest. This is from the youngest. All right, that's a tough one, Mr. Guru.
So, if we are trying to teach something which is going to take a long time, let's say, I want to teach you something which will take 1,000 years, then your question is relevant. I'm talking about not teaching you something, just opening up a dimension within you which is naturally in a certain way. Is it true? What did you have for breakfast? What's your name? Huh?
Arna.
Aruna?
Agna.
Okay.
Agna.
What did you have for breakfast?
Bagel.
Hardcore.
So you eat a bagel. Does a bagel look like you? No. So you eat this bagel, right now this work is going on, the bagel is becoming a little girl. Yes or no? So is there an intelligence within you which is capable of turning bagel into a human being? You have. Suppose I could take a bagel in my hand and make it into a human being, who would you think I am? Must be the source of creation, isn't it? But you are doing it. You're making a bagel into a human being, you're really fantastic. When you're such a fantastic human being that you can turn a bagel into a human being, you're not a small possibility, you're a tremendous possibility. Because in 2, 3, 4 hours you can make a bagel into a human being. Is it a small phenomenon?
I love that.
When you're able to do such a thing, you becoming joyful, how many 1,000 years should it take? If you allow me, we can make it happen in a few minutes. But if you become an adult, it'll take a few hours.
What'd you think?
So the language was interesting. A bagel becomes the little girl. I don't know how I feel about that.
Why do you feel different about it?
I don't know. I guess it just wasn't resonating. Like, maybe it becomes a part of the little girl, but it's not becoming the little girl, right? Like, what do you think?
So, I remember I used to also look at it a little with a confused sort of look and feeling and not fully get what he was saying. But to me now, it comes down to just realizing that whatever you eat, bagel or orange or whatever, sure, certain things that you eat will make you look a certain way. I've even heard carrots can make your skin a bit more orangey. But for the most part, I think the simple point that he's trying to demonstrate is that the fact that a bagel can get broken down into proteins, into carbs, into fats, into vitamins, minerals. I'm not saying bagels are the healthiest thing out there, but it still gets broken down, right? We eat it, it gets broken down in the stomach, and now all of those things individually, biologically become a part of you, right? Meaning Like the proteins help build the muscles in your body. The fats help with the hormones. I'm sure the other things help in different ways too. So yes, it's not like the bagel is you, but the bagel gets broken down to help you stay you. Does that make sense or no? If it's still confusing,
Like,
let
I
me
definitely, so I get the message that he's trying to convey for sure.
What's the message that you got out?
What you put into your body becomes a part of you. Like, throughout the years, like, it's the food that makes you grow. It's the food that makes you feel the way that you feel. And, like, your body is a demonstration of, like, what you've consumed and what you've been for throughout your life. And so,
Not just even your body, even your mind, right? Like the way you think. Like the certain foods that you eat can affect how you think. So like in that way, it can actually affect literally both your mind and body. But go on.
yeah, like how you feel mentally, physically, emotionally. So I get the point that he's trying to make. I guess the language that he was using, I was like, it feels like
How would you have preferred the language be?
it becomes a
about?
part of the little girl.
How about this? Because I get what you're saying, right? It can sound like it's misrepresenting what's happening, but let's just say you never ate at all. What starts happening to you? What happens?
You're deficient. You don't have enough nutrients.
And then slowly, what happens over time?
You
you die, right? Like you become pretty much nothing, kinda, right? Like literally in the long run, when your body gets put in the soil, like you become nature, right? So like, I guess the point, like if you were to oversimplify it, anything that you eat is like giving you life. It's helping you be you. And I think what's really fascinating, and I think what he was trying to convey is that if you eat a banana, you don't become a banana. The banana still becomes you. It's a part of you, yes, but that helps you stay you, whatever that you means.
yeah.
So I think, I mean, I guess the point, first off, wasn't just to tell people that when you eat something, it becomes you. I think his whole point was to answer the question of the girl's question, which was, what's the point of life? I think she was asking, like, what's the purpose of us being here if we're all going to die eventually? And to me, I took it as there's so much beauty and magnificence in just a very simple eating something and that becoming you. Like, it's such a simple thing, but it's so beautiful, right? That, like, if you think super logically, you know, the orange should become, you eating an orange should make you an orange. But it doesn't. It just, your body and mind, or whatever, your intelligence is able to extract what it needs from the orange, put it in the right places, and then give you the right energy, the right hormones, the right functioning, just give you life, period. That itself is so beautiful. Yet we get so lost in the sauce of like, what's the point of this? What's the point of that? Yeah.
Presence,
Being.
being.
And then I also tell people this too, right? Which is, because I used to also wonder, I was also just like that little girl when I was young, wondering what the point of life was. Just, you know, very existential, very looking towards philosophical questions, just because I was curious about that stuff. And then it hit me. Imagine you, if you've watched Iron Man, that's the analogy that I always tell people. Imagine you were given this Iron Man suit, right? Would you like stare at the suit and question what the point of the suit was? And like, obviously the suit eventually is gonna break down. I mean, if you look at your electric cars, Teslas, they break down eventually, the battery dies. So would you look at your Tesla car from the outside and wonder, and just stand and stare at it all day for the rest of your life and be like, oh, it's gonna die, should I even use it? No, if you had the Iron Man suit in front of you, imagine an Iron Man suit. Amazing movie, by the way, right? You have an Iron Man suit right in front of you. Take that suit, have fun, blast off, save people, do whatever you can, right? And have a good time, and then just help if you can. So I view the body and the mind and all that we're given, like the life itself, as that suit. There's so many things that we can do. Instead of just standing here and wasting our life thinking about life, why not just live life? That's my perception. What do you think of that analogy?
It's like the thing we always say of like doing being versus being. Yeah, like when you're questioning what is the point, it's like trying to find permission to be or to do the things that you were going to do or wanted to do, versus just doing them and finding the joy in actually just the presence of doing those things or not doing things.
It's as simple as that. Just be. No need to question every single thing. Questions are good. It's not that questions are bad. But, you know, find the balance between questioning and living. Life exists without questions. Questions can't exist without life. So, stay conscious. Thank you so much for hearing our reaction to the little girl questioning Sadhguru's purpose.
We'd love to hear what you think about our reactions and Sadhguru's response in the comments below.
And if you have any other video or people reaction requests, comment down below.
We'll see you in the next video.